What are you focusing on? What are you focusing on? We all know that whatever we focus on, that's where our energy flows. We all know whatever we really obsess about grows. So what is it that you're focusing on? Is it something that you want, or is it something you desperately don't want? So the universe has this wonderful way of listening to us, but not the small bits in between. For example, if you say, I don't want to be treated like shit, and if that's your order to the universe, you know what? The universe only hears the treat me like shit part. They don't hear the I don't want. So when we focus on something, we really need to focus on what we want rather than what we don't want. So it needs to be, I attract loving relationships. I am heard. And it's always very important to speak as if we already have it in the present tense, because when we do that, the universe will catch up and meet us halfway. So be very mindful, because we all are very powerful with our manifestations. When we focus on something, we get it. And, you might hear people say, oh, that always happens to me. Oh, people always treat me like that. Nobody listens to me. All this self-talk, all these affirmations, you're actually calling it in. So if I told you that you have more power over what happens around you or what you attract, is that something you'd be interested in? Because I know that when you focus on what you want to create, what you want to become, as if you already have it, that's exactly what will happen. But if you focus so desperately or out of fear on what you don't want, guess what you get more of? What you don't want. So tune in, pick camera 1, 2, or 3. See what one you're drawn to, and then tune in to see what Spirit gives us for your readings today. What is it that you are focusing on? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all those algorithm things. And take a look in the description, because I've got links of a lot of upcoming exciting things, events, retreats, all the rest of it. Let's get stuck into it. Right, camera number 1. What are you focusing on? Today I'm using the Psychic Tarot for the heart. Isn't it interesting? Like, I look at that and I go like this. So straight away, my focus is out, right? When I read, I wear glasses. So straight away in your energy, I feel like you need some assistance to see what's going on around you, whether or not you're getting your eyes tested, upgrading your glasses or getting glasses. And it's really interesting, because whatever energy comes to me, that's what is part of your reading, obviously. And I can't ignore all these things. So I feel like in your energy at the moment, there's a little bit of ignoring what is actually going on around you, and you seeing what you want to see. Now, that's a beautiful place to be. And also equally, it's like you need to sort of broaden your horizons and see what's going on outside of your life. But you don't have to take it on board. It's just good to know. So there's parts that you're missing at the moment with what's really going on around you. And it's not like people are keeping it secret. It's just that purely it just doesn't serve you, or you just don't want to know. But Spirit's here to say it's probably best that you do know. So ask a few questions, see what's going on for people around you, just so that you know. It's just knowledge is power type of thing. There's nothing you need to do about it. It's just a little bit to get a bit of compassion as well. Now, straight away, we get the listen card. So I already know with this reading, there's something you're missing. There's something that you're not hearing, because it's almost like it's just too inconvenient. It just trips you up on where you're going. So you're focusing a little bit too much on yourself at the moment in this reading. And it's almost like a coping mechanism. And I know, look, mate, I'm a dreamer, I'm a Pisces. We have a tendency to just create the reality we wish was happening, and that's it, and just block out everything else. And there's a little bit of, and it's interesting too, because we're in the Pisces season at the moment of me doing this reading. So there's a bit of that going on for the collective. We're all sort of looking at what we want to be real rather than what is real. Now, there's some words that are coming at you that you're blocking, and you're literally just focusing on you when your reading is calling for you to actually just take a look around and see what other people are going through at the moment, just for information and a little bit more compassion. Now, this could actually be coming from spirit too, some downloads. So just listen out. Open your ears a little bit more, because that will help you shift your focus and open your eyes. And we've got the win or lose card. So it's almost like a double-edged sword. It's like, you see what people are going through around you, but you don't let them affect you because you've got such a big heart. And if you tend to open up your heart, you'll end up getting hurt. People will just walk all over you, that sort of stuff. But the thing is, if you do let them in, you're going to be able to feel that love and that joy a little bit more, because you like to connect to people. You just don't want to be inconvenienced by them. And the amount of people that come to me and just say, you know what, I hate to love people, but I love to hate them. And there's this double-edged sword energy with people around you that's just inconveniencing you at the moment. You're not a bad person. Don't take this wrong at all. It's just your coping mechanism. So you've been focusing a lot on yourself. Now it's time to focus on what's going on for other people around you, so that it just softens you a little bit. Now, I also have a lot of clients that come to me and have maybe emotions they can't access, or feel a little bit numb. So I feel like there's a little bit of that going on for you at the moment. It's just, you just get on with it, you just move forward, you just get over it, and it might be something you say, get over it, those type of words. And it served you up until now, but you're allowed to get a little bit softer. So this reading's for you to be a little bit more compassionate and a little bit softer. All right. So I'm just going to get a couple more cards just to elaborate on this. The thing is, when you do get soft, in your opinion, it's inconvenient. And I just can't stop saying that. So this is a beautiful message. These cards here are the Super Attractor deck from Gabrielle Bernstein. And it says, I heal the habit of fear and I embrace the habit of love. So in not allowing people in, so to speak, you're missing the opportunity to love them deeper. And there's an aspect of you trying to escape dealing with that. You don't have to deal with it. It doesn't have to be your problem, because you're such an empath. If you hear things, you take it on as if you've got to solve it. And it's just about you being a kind ear. You don't actually have to have a solution. Sometimes when I have stuff that's coming up and I need to speak, I say to my husband, I just need you to listen. I don't want you to do anything with it. I just need you to listen. And then I'll go and tell him everything that that I need to get out. And he'll go, are you done? And I'm like, I am. And he goes, great. That's all you need? Okay, that's all I needed. And then I've put it somewhere. I've had a kind ear. But I had to give him direction because I didn't want him to try to fix it. I didn't want him to react. I didn't want anything. I just needed to hear my voice with someone there. And there's an aspect to you being a really great soundboard for people, but you've been turning that off. And this reading's all about you turning on your ears, listening, for you to just broaden that focus a little bit more outside of just you. In that, you'll bring out more love, more respect for other people, but more respect for yourself. Sort of, you've just switched a few things off that need to be switched back on to let the flow. And I've just got one card these ones are just like little affirmation cards, and we'll just get a message just to finish off for you. And this one says, small amounts of money will become available. Use them wisely. So I know in the collective, there's a lot of interest rates that are hiking, food's going up, living expenses, all the rest of it. So part of you blocking other people, and look, this might not be deliberate. This is not. This could be very subconscious as well. It has an aspect of fear in it because they may take from you. So just sit with this, because this is a general reading. It doesn't resonate for everyone. But if you let people in, they might want what you've got. You've worked really hard to get that. And because of the way the world is at the moment, everybody's sort of looking at, what can I take or what can I keep? And, that type of energy. Really, this is where we all should be coming together as a collective. And, there's a lot of people I know now that are buying land together, setting up communes together and relying on themselves and each other rather than just doing it alone. And there's an aspect of you having to separate yourself from everything else and doing it all by yourself. And that's coming to an end in this energy. Spirit's saying it's okay for you to call people in, let them know that you might need some help, some compassion, some kind ears, but you do that too. It starts with you, because in that you'll be able to flow better with your abundance. And it speaks of money, but it's not just money, it's just energy exchanging. It might be just food, it might be that kind ear, it might be a night out for dinner, just something like that. There's this exchange going on the minute you let it. Just let it. Just open up your heart, feel what's going on for other people, and be okay with that. You don't have to fix anything. Just being there is enough, because you vibrate at a beautiful frequency and people want you around. So just show up, just be there. You don't have to do anything else. And that is your message for the camera number 1. Alrighty, camera number 2. Let's see what's going on for you. Okay, straight away in your energy, I'm feeling quite dazed and confused. It's like I want to start one thing, and then I start another thing, and then I start another thing, and I feel like I've got too many things. I'm overwhelmed and I'm a little bit dizzy. So I don't know. And again, this is a general reading, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're getting a little bit off center, whether there's ringing in your ears, or how do you say it? Tinnitus, whatever it's called. Tinnitus, that sort of thing. I can feel I'm just a little bit dizzy. I don't know if I've got water in my ear, but there's something here that's keeping me off balance, and it's really hard to focus on one thing at a time. So I feel like you're focusing on too many things and feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And when you've got too many things on the go, you feel like you're not doing anything well. That's the type of energy I'm getting here. But straight away, your healing begins just by listening to this reading. Spirit has stepped in today to say, you know what? Let's just pull back for a moment. You don't have to be all these things. Did you hear that? You don't actually have to be all these things. But you've allowed yourself to get here, whether or not you said yes to everybody, too many people. You've overcommitted, whether you're volunteering here, you might have someone sleeping on your couch, all these things that you've said yes to, which is just piling up. There's too many things happening, whether or not you're working hours that you're not getting paid for. It just doesn't feel like there's no equilibrium here. There's no win-win. There's no flow in what you're focusing on, because it's just too much. You've said yes to too much, and you're literally drowning in all this responsibility because you're feeling like you're not doing great at it. And how would you when you've got so many things that are open? It's like too many tabs are open on your computer, just one at a time. It's like you're a yes person, and it's really nice to say yes, but you know what I do with my children? I never say no. And how I do that is they ask me for something and I say, yes, of course you can, darling, just not today. Yes, of course you can, later. Yes, that's a great idea. But mummy's busy at the moment. Let's do that when I've got a moment. So there's ways you can say yes and get that vibration and that love and that compassion, because you're very high vibe. You get mofo, you know, mofo. No, not mofo. FOMO. I'm so confused. I'm even saying the wrong bloody words. How funny. Mofo. Maybe you need a giggle. FOMO. Fear of missing out. So you want to say yes to everything. Whoop. Giving and receiving. There needs to be an exchange. When you give, you need to have that win-win. Now, not necessarily from the person you're giving to, but it will come. And if you're feeling that imbalance, you know, whether it's physical or just energetic, spiritual, there needs to be an exchange of energy. There needs to be something that comes in. So you may very well be volunteering, for instance, somewhere, you know, maybe at a soup kitchen or something like that. But there might be someone who wants to drop your kids to school. And it might not be the same people, but you're allowed to say yes, give there, take there, for the balance. So it doesn't necessarily have to be from that person, because a lot of the time we might be carers and we have to look after someone who literally can't do something back for us. And you don't want to get that resentment and that build up. But you can get it elsewhere, only if you accept it. So it's been hard for you to accept that help or accept that from elsewhere. But their energy has to start being reciprocal. Giving, taking. Giving, taking. And taking, I say taking and you're like, oh, can't take. Receive. Giving, receiving. Giving, receiving. Just like your card. So you're focusing on too many things, too many tabs open. You've got some beautiful ideas in there though, haven't you? They're like genius, some of these ideas. And look, so your first card is the healing begins. It's now time for the reciprocal energy. Take. No, can't stay. Take. Did it again. Too much going on in my head. Receive. And then it's the heal card. Because when you start allowing yourself to receive, it's going to bring that equilibrium and that balance. And I wouldn't be surprised if you sleep better and whatever's going on here in your ears starts healing. You can't ignore what's going on physically for you. It's all connected. But you don't want to be an issue. You don't want to say, hey, I need help, or hey, I might be struggling, or that type of thing. Now, I found last week, and, I'm filming this, I don't even know what date it is, 17th of March. But last week we had quite a big full moon. It was in Virgo. And we also have a lot of crisis energy going on with all the planets at the moment. Crisis energy. And I kept pulling my cards and it kept saying, reach out, reach out, reach out. Wow, gosh, this is definitely in the energy I get with you as well. That it's very hard to reach out. It's very hard to be vulnerable. It's very hard to be needy, God forbid, let's use that word. But I thought, no, bugger it, I'm going to speak. So I actually spoke to my husband and I told him exactly how I felt. Very raw, very vulnerable. And once I had it out there, I could hear myself and then I could deal with it. It's time you have a good talk to yourself in the mirror and let yourself know how you're feeling. Get it out there or write it down. But there's something here that you're trying to be so much to so many people that it's breaking you. And Spirit's here to say today's your first day of your healing. Like literally, healing begins. Give, receive, and you heal. So let's grab one of these super attractor cards for you. You're quite hard-headed, as in when you have your mindset on something, you get it done. It's just a matter of the fact that you've got so many things going on, you're swamped. And because you're such a high achiever, you're feeling like you're not getting anywhere, you're treading water and almost to failure, all this self-sabotage talk, which is not true. You just got to pull back, and maybe just one or two of these projects, you just say, you know what, I've got a lot on. I'm just going to have to put the brakes on that. I know I said I was going to get it done, but I'm going to need more time. Or find someone else to do it. Delegate. It just needs to clear up, and you can do this within a couple of phone calls. And it's just doing it. My true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe. My true safety lies in my capacity. Now, when you're overwhelmed, we don't have capacity. So when you go and tie up a few loose ends here, delegate, put a couple on hold, close a couple of tabs, draft a few emails, whatever, but put it aside one at a time. You will actually have more capacity to then trust the universe. And at that capacity, you'll be able to align with the love of the universe, and you'll start feeling grateful and thankful again, because you're a force to be reckoned with. You've just been overloaded with too much responsibility. And just to finish with some words of affirmation, remain faithful to your ideals, but do not create problems by being overly demanding of others or of yourself. Let me say that again. Remain faithful to your ideals, but do not create problems by being overly demanding of others or of yourself. Go softly. So there's an aspect to you pushing, and feeling you're getting deeper under it all. But Spirit's here, and they've shown up for you today to say it's okay to heal. You're allowed to pull back, but don't be so demanding with yourself, because you have been. But that's okay. That's okay. Just time to rest for a minute. Tie a few loose ends. And you can see with this reading, I've stumbled over my words a few times. So it's really hard for you to even communicate at the moment. But Spirit's here to say they've got your back. And it's fine. You just get the couple of things, tick them off, take that weight off your shoulders, and then get back clear, one thing at a time. And you're back on track. And that is your reading wherever your focus is for reading number 2. All right. Camera number 3. Where is your focus at the moment? Ooh, I feel quite light. I feel like I'm focusing on something quite exciting at the moment. I feel like there's something coming up. Ooh. Excuse me. All of a sudden, a car just flew out at me. Clarity of belief. You're literally getting clear on where you're going next. And you may not actually know what it is, but you certainly know how it feels. You've done a lot of work on yourself. You've done a lot of shifting recently, as in this could be physical. Remembering this is a general reading. This could be a physical shift, as in you've moved, or you've literally just moved a lot of heaviness out of your mind, body, and soul. So the thing is, you've started believing in yourself, and it's beautiful. Like, it's literally beautiful. I know the number 1 is this card also, and number 1's all about fresh starts. So I know you've got a fresh start. I know you've created this yourself. And I know that you're finally backing yourself. So you may very well be on a healing journey, or starting a new job, or you've done something just for you. Now, don't be surprised if your friends and family don't get it. I don't feel like you've got the support that you really truly desire around you just yet. But you've got to almost prove it to them before they believe at the level of your belief. But you've got this. And it's not that you need their approval, but it's always nice, right? It's easier when our loved ones are on board with us. But I feel like you've got this pack of whether it be people, maybe the medical industry for some of you. But it feels like, I guess, rationally, the odds are against you. But when you feel into it emotionally, you know you've got this. So you believe that you've got this, and your focus is purely on that belief. You don't know how everything's going to play out, but you freaking know it's going to in your favor. And your belief is a high vibrational entity, so to speak. And it's all based on love. And you, whatever you focus on next, will come to fruition because you're believing it will. Now, because you are so powerful, you want to make sure that is something you want. We have the balance card, find balance. This is something you've already done. You've already done the hard work here. It's almost like you've gone, this is how I want it to be, and now the universe shall deliver. Up until now, it was a little bit all over the place. You were doing things that other people suggested. This will be good for you. This will be good for you. And you'd, okay, I'll try it. Oh, I'll do that. Oh. But you never had your heart in it. But now you're at a point in your life where you're going, you know what? I've been through all of that. And I'm not going to waste all those experiences on breaking, feeling sorry for myself, or running away. I'm going to tap into the fact that I've been through all that and realize I am a survivor. And I now choose to feel even better. And I believe I can. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're doing a little bit of self-help books or podcasts, going to workshops, retreats, all that sort of stuff, like the real self stuff. And the fact that you don't have the support of as much as you want, of your friends and family, it's not bothering you. And you know what? It shouldn't, because slowly they're watching from the sidelines and you shall inspire them eventually. But don't make that your motivation. That's just like the icing on the cake. You just keep going at the fact that you believe that things will be better, and they shall be. Again, you've got the sadness and isolation. It is behind you. If this was you a year ago, right here, right now, you would feel the disconnect and the sadness and the isolation that you don't have the support of the loved ones. But the thing is, you're different. And it's almost like, okay, challenge accepted. You don't love anybody less. You're not judging them like they may be judging you. But that's their journey. And you, my friend, this is all behind you. It's actually quite exciting time. A quite exciting time indeed. Let me get another card for you out of the Super Attractor deck. I can do less and attract more. You've done all the work. You've literally just put your order out, and that belief and that vibration will bring it in. So you don't have to go and explain yourself. You don't have to try and convince others. You just keep doing you, and you will attract the right people, the right conversations, and it's all in divine timing. You actually haven't lost anyone here. There's an aspect that you, again, a year ago would think, oh my God, I've lost everyone. I'm all alone. Oh. But now you're just like, no, I haven't lost them. They're actually watching me. They're intrigued. And I'm just going to keep going. Watch this. Watch this space. I want to just say, you're fucking awesome right now. That's what I want to say. And I want to finish with these little cards just to give you, whoop, there you go, chucked it at me, a little affirmation to end with. And it says, indulge yourself in your ambition. Your hard work and cleverness will pay off. Allow yourself the confidence to shine. Shine, beautiful star. Just shine. Because in the darkness, you will be the leading light. So keep shining. And you've got this. And that is your reading for camera number 3. Thank you very much for tuning in, beautifuls. Do not forget to have a look at the description underneath and see all my upcoming events. I'm doing a little bit of a tour up north in Queensland in June. I'm running retreats in April, retreat in Noosaville in northern Queensland. I think that's June. Another one in July, October. Festival this weekend, next weekend in Mount Macedon. A lot of those things. But also I'll be advertising a lot of Zoom classes, workshops as well coming soon. But thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting me. And thank you for letting Spirit share their love and light to you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, whatever time it is where you are. Please like, subscribe, all those algorithm things, and pop comments. Tell me what resonated with you and what Spirit gave you today out of your reading. I'd love to hear from you all. Take care. Be kind to others, but especially be kind to yourself. Peace out.